This is Hickory Grove in Langley, Illinois, just off of I-80 in the middle of the state. We camped here for 3 days. The sites are spacious, full hookups. This is a 30 amp site, Site 71, water, sewer, and electric, as you can see right off of 80 by the Hennepin Canal. This is the entrance coming into the campground off the country road, and this is right in front of the camp host house where you register when you pull in. And I'll spin around here and show you that. Right there's where you register. And then you follow this road down to the campsites. Larry, one of the camp hosts, will take you to your site because all the sites are in the grass. So he's got to basically take you to where you're going. Full hookup sites. These are the 50 amp sites here on the left, the pull-throughs for the larger vehicles. And then you saw the kids' playground there. This is the bathhouse straight ahead there, and then the dump station is just to the left of the bathhouse there if you need to use a dump station. But we had full hookups and a 30 amp service. So this follows in, cross over to the playground, and then we are straight ahead, clear in the back there next to the forest area. And we had probably 2-3 inches of rain the night before, and I was really surprised that it wasn't really muddy, but the ground really soaked it up, and we didn't have any problems with that. This is on the south side of the campground, walking down towards the entrance to the Hennepin Canal, where it's got a dock here, and you can kayak, or there's a bike trail that goes east and west along the Hennepin Canal. We biked 11 miles one day. We did 3 miles to the right, takes you out to the feeder, which they warn you with the kayaks, if you hit the feeder, you may not be able to come back because the current is too strong, and they've had to go and rescue people. This is looking back north, back into the campground. And then we biked also to the left, to the east, all the way down to the Hennepin Visitors Center, which I'd highly recommend. They have a lot of historical stuff there about how the canal was built back in the early 1900s. A lot of historical pictures. It's probably like a 15-minute walk through to see all the stuff that's in there, but it's pretty interesting. You could easily bike down there. And there's an old bridge you go across also on this bike path before you get to the Visitors Center. Canal, they said, is probably 5 to 7 feet deep. Some spots may be 10 feet, but and some may be a little shallower, but it's mostly around 5 feet deep. We didn't get a chance to kayak because of the rain, but it's very light current until you get down past the feeder. Like I said, it was about 3 miles that direction, and then about 2 miles that direction you'll go under I-80, and then you'll hit the Hennepin Visitors Center on the right hand side. This is going back across the grounds back over to our site. There are sites on the other side of that wooded area. If you follow the road that's off to the left there, it goes around back behind there. So it is a pretty large campground. It was very quiet. I think we felt like we were the only ones there for the 3 days that we stayed there. And you get an idea of how far in between all of the campers are. Trees are all cut really well, so we didn't have any concerns about the trees. This is a bike ride that we took from our site. This road was just to the north of our campsite, and this is the way to get back out. The entrance would be off to your right there. So we're going to bike down to the road and then curve back to the left and follow the road down to the Hennepin Canal. And this is when we did our bike ride. It's a nice campsite. You do hear I-80. It is big rig friendly, but not that big of a deal for us. And they do have these little cabins that you can rent too. They had quite a few of them. And this road here, if you continue straight, would take you straight out the front entrance there. So we're going to take this road here, and this will take you right down to the Hennepin Canal. A lot of full-time people that leave their trailers there. It's pretty cheap, I think. I think it was like $1,200 for the year if you want to leave your trailer there. We paid $40 a night for the full hookups. Water pressure was good. We have our regulator set at 40 and it stayed right on 40. Again, this is after probably 2-3 inches of rain the night before. The roads weren't, it looks a little muddy in the video, but it's not. It's compressed gravel, so it's compacted pretty well and it drained very well. There's a little water down here by the canal before we get up on the levee, but for the most part I was really surprised that it wasn't a lot more muddy than it was. So we take off to the left here and follow this down all the way to the visitor center. Did do a little night photography. The last night we were there, it stopped raining. We were able to see the stars. We did have a fire each night, so in the evening it was pretty nice. And this is the campsite that we were at. Again, campsite 71, Hickory Grove in Langley, Illinois.